There are a lot of things that I should cover now. It's better I get started. Okay. So first thing is, yeah. So what's in resume for product manager, right? So the facts that I am showing over here. So you have 7 seconds to stand out, and 25% of resumes reach recruiter post ATS screening. These are some facts. So in 7 seconds, how I can stand out with my resume, where I'll get picked by recruiter. So that is what will be the agenda. And if you see on the agenda part, we have some basic things that we should talk about in resume. If I talk about this, you may say that okay, this is very much basic and I can quit. But trust me, I have seen resumes which are missing these basic elements, okay, or which are not where in some instances they are overlooked, okay. They find that their resume is good until they come to me and show me that, yeah, I when I tell them what are the drawbacks, because I have seen almost like 20 resumes in last 6 months from various aspiring product managers. I can clearly tell that where they are lagging and what is the problem with that resume. Okay. So sometimes the basic elements are missing, like format itself is not clear, correct, and a lot of things are there, but they are not structured, right? So that is what I'm going to talk about in basics, and I'll be telling you exactly how you can stand out. Okay, the principles that you should use to stand out in maybe 50 resumes. If anybody got to see your resume, they can say that, okay, let's have a call with this guy. Okay, so I will give you exactly what has to be there in your resume that will make you stand out. And the third thing is about nurturing skills. So what are the ways that you can create your funnel of getting a call? Okay, so how can you create that? Okay, how can you get a call by showcasing your skills? Okay, so these three things are really important, and that's why I have chosen only three topics to discover today. Okay, before we get ahead, I just wanted to tell you what is the outcome of this session. What is that I am expecting that you take away from here? It is something like you can build a resume that gets shortlisted by HR or hiring manager. To give you a brief, those people who have joined just now and who are new to this session and who doesn't know me, I am Sheikh Khader. I have experience of 16 years. I have worked in product teams with Signify, Philips, and Schneider. And I'm alumni of IMB, and I'm a patent holder. This was with Philips when I was working with Philips. So in last 6 months, I am trying to help aspiring product managers to get into product management role. So I am doing whatever that can be done in my capacity to help them to understand what is product management, and that is what I am trying to do from the last 6 months. Okay, so to move ahead, I wanted to touch upon the basics of resume. One is I have divided resume into 4 sections. Okay, the header section, skills and certifications, highlights from experience, strengths and interests. Okay, so these are the basic elements that your resume should have. Okay, so how to format it is something that I will leave it to you, but these are something that is must in your resume. Okay, I believe everyone will say that yes, we have it. Okay, um, do you miss anything of this in your resume? Having a header section and skills and certifications, highlights from experience, and strengths and interests. I believe nobody would miss this. Everybody would have this. But only thing is, are you making it visible to the recruiter or whoever is scanning your screen, scanning your resume? So that is most important thing. So have you done enough work that it would stand out by itself when you see it? Okay, so I will show you my resume. You just tell me like what is your first impression on this? You can be bold and you can tell me like exactly what you feel when you see this resume. Would you call this guy or not? And you have only 7 seconds to answer.
Yes. Yes, it's very crystal clear, like what exactly you want to showcase the your skill set and your technical skill set and your work experience and a short note about yourself.
Okay, so I wanted to show you this not to boost about the quality of resume or my credentials. It is not about that. It is about the structure that we wanted to have, the clarity of thoughts that we will be having as a product manager should be represented in our resume also. Okay, so that is what it is. Okay, so I'm sure you all have a resume. How many of you have done this resume by yourself, and how many of you have done get it done by any professional? Can you just you can let me know in chat. I'll tell you one thing that if you can spare some amount, get it done by a professional. Okay, but if I say that okay, get it done by professional, this webinar should end now. Okay, we'll go to professional and get it done. But professionals will know only the format that should be there, but the content is still something that you have to fill. Do you agree with me? So we are not talking about the format, but we are talking about the content that you should fill in this one. Okay. And I strongly recommend that if you find any professional who can do a resume for you, in the sense formatting and all that, get it done by a professional. Okay. So I prefer that because if you see this resume, it looks like any other resume, but it is not. Okay. So by just a look, you can see that it is so much structured and it looks so neat because its borders and the colors combinations and bold wherever it has gone and the font. Okay. Lot of things which are synchronized over here. It is a different story that I have messed up it a little bit, but if you understand this, there are a lot of small things which makes the overall look of a resume beautiful. Okay. So I want you to understand that anything that is seen beautiful or structured is supposed to be picked. Okay. So be it be it a nice shirt, be it anything. Okay. So the moment you see there is some structure and it is clean, you will tend to choose it. Okay. So that's why I recommend that you spare some amount and get it done by a professional. Okay. And it will not cost much. I'm sure this resume, I got it done for about 2000, which is about $25. Okay. So I want you to take this suggestion and do that. Okay. So that's not big amount. And I would say that it will be there with you for lifetime if you get it done once. Okay. Is this clear? Do you have any further questions to me? I'm ready to answer. Yeah.
One page resume is good or two page? Like, how do you propose? Like, especially in this world, and especially in this busy world and ATS canned resumes where so one page is good or two page?
Yeah. The answer is one page. Okay. But you should have 2 page. I will tell you why. Okay. I would recommend that all the important data should go in the first page, and the second page is kind of a dummy, but there is a reason for it. Okay. So if I am okay, I'll tell you an example where I have scanned resumes sitting along with HRs when I was in organization, and I am sure many of you would have done because you guys might be seniors. Okay, so most likely what you scan is just little bit of headlines. Okay, you don't see much. Okay, so you find your familiar words that you are looking for, then you say go ahead. Okay, and no no recruiter or expert from a company will have time to go to the second page. Only by just a look and a few seconds of scanning, he will choose it. Okay, so I will take you through the next step to understand what is important and where you should focus first. Okay, the first thing that you should focus on is header section. So far, what I tried to explain is your resume should look beautiful. That's the only point that is the takeaway. Okay, for that you should get it done by an expert. So if you have not get it done by expert till now, spare some amount and get it done. And the second point that I am talking about is header section. So this is about my name, and this is the place where I have written what am I. So it is same as LinkedIn, okay, where you want to highlight what you want to highlight for that company. Okay, and I will also tell you that there is something called as unfair advantage. Okay, anyone of you wants to talk about unfair advantage? Have you already heard about this? Like there is something called as unfair advantage, which I would really like to
Yeah,
explain
we
you
do
that.
unfair
Yeah,
advantage during the product comparison, right? Not in the resume, but during the product management, we do the unfair things with my product, right? What is the
yes,
unfair advantage we are getting for the other product? Competition.
competition, right? So I will tell you what is the unfair advantage in this resume. The unfair advantage is alumni IAMB. The unfair advantage is working with Philips. Okay. The unfair advantage is having uh, a certificate from a reputed organization. Unfair advantage is having worked with the same domain. Unfair advantage is having worked with the same technology. Okay. So there are so many unfair advantages that you can see when you are applying for a resume. If you read the roles and responsibilities carefully and then try to match with your strengths or your own experiences. So I want you to write those unfair advantages on top of your resume in the header section. Is this clear? So if suppose I have worked with I have worked with 4 companies, and in one company is Amazon and rest 3 are startups. So and my recent company that I am coming from is a startup. Okay, would I write that exam? Would I write that, or would I write like X Amazon? We will definitely write X Amazon, right? So that will give you an unfair advantage. Even if you have worked for one day, it's okay. Okay. So in your lifetime, anytime you have associated with something where it elevates your positioning, please do mention, use that unfair advantage. Okay, because while scanning, I just see there is something in my brain where I connect with. Okay, suppose if I take an example from India, 2 3 years experience fellows who are coming out of Infosys and applying anywhere, they will get a job just like that, because we know what has happened in their training, right? It's a world-class training that they have got. So there is no other question. I will call them for interview.
Maybe they will skip through the loops less. If they have usually if they have 4 rounds, they will only have 2 rounds, I believe, instead
Possibly,
of the.
possibly.
I have seen instances wherein they say, okay, no HR round for you. Directly you sit with the HR hiring managers. So
So
Yeah.
this is exactly what I'm talking about with respect to unfair advantage. Leave about the next step. Okay, at least picking will happen. Okay, so you will
Absolutely.
get
Thank you.
shortlisted. Is this clear? And in this header section, whatever that you are writing here, a tech savvy and competent individual with over 16 years of captivating experience, this is all nonsense. Nobody reads it. At least I won't read it. I just see name. I just see what is there in the credentials. Okay. So you write, I have gone to movie today. Nobody reads it. Okay. So this space is good to write something which is like what you want to be in next 5 years, or what you have achieved in your career, or whatever you feel like, right? How you can help the organization. Okay. So I totally understand this section, but I would recommend that like whatever you are writing here should not have some hidden advantages that you can pick up in this first line. Okay. If you see the unfair advantage, there are so many unfair advantages that happens. It just doesn't happen just like that. Okay. It happens through little hard work, and there is no harm in showing off it. Okay. So a lot of times it is all purely hard work. Okay. So I want you guys to make use of that and show off a bit in your resume. Let me take you to this second section, skills and certifications. Okay. So you can definitely write some skills that you know, and technical skills or whatever skills that are relevant to that company and that roles and responsibilities. And you can write a little bit about your education and certificates that you have done and patent. And also, I would say that play with this area. Okay. If you find that the first thing that you should tell about is patent, please go ahead. Section, right? Purely up to you. You have done some really cool certification. You have spent about 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Then put that on top. Okay. You don't have to start with skills. Take all the advantage that you have to take by whatever you have earned, right? So do showcase that, because in 7 seconds, they only see this part, and that too quick scanning, right? So you keep this into the left or right, it doesn't matter, but it is a quick scan and you should grab that attention through whatever you have done. Okay. So you writing that in technical skills, if your technical skills are exactly matching with what is expected, make it on the top. So don't talk about these skills, talk about technical skills that you have. If your technical skills are exactly matching, why you should showcase a lot of skills and certifications is to position yourself as a continuous learner. If at all you have not done any generative AI related certificates or whichever is trending, right? Please go ahead and do one. AI certificates or generative AI certificates or any free certificates that you can find. So go ahead and do it. Earn that certificate and place it in your resume. Okay. I'm sure that that we may not add much value, but at least it will give an impression that yes, you are up to like you are learning continuously, right? So if I look at a resume and I see like generative AI is done or AI certification is done, I would definitely appreciate that. Not only technical certifications, but any other domain specific certifications are also good. Okay, I'm only talking about technical because I can take that example. But if you are specifically from finance domain or health domain, please do complete them. Okay. So I believe whatever you have learned, right? It's like swimming. You never forget, right? So everybody knows it. So renewal is only about upgrading it, and I don't want to get into technicalities of that, but definitely I would say that if you have done once a certificate, that means you have earned it, and you can put it in your resume. Okay. So And I wanted to tell you the highlights from experience section. Okay. Normally, I have not seen a lot of people doing it, but I would suggest that you mention these highlights from your experience. So that is what is available over here, the highlights. In your entire career, whatever is something that you feel like I'm very proud of doing this, right? So maybe you have solved a great problem, or you have made your customer happy, or anything that you have achieved which is related to product management, where you can showcase your strengths, right? So that is what you should mention your highlights, and that should be with numbers and with impact that you have created. Okay. So that is something that you should boost about, and that is something that you can elaborate in your interview as well, on what happened and what contributions that you have done in that direction. And that will take the discussion into a different level, because it's the first thing. If at all, I believe once the shortlisting is done, your resume will not be seen by anybody. But if at all they see it, if at all they read it, then you will get into a conversation which is so much interesting to you. Okay. So in this highlights for experience, I have given 4 segments. So don't try to write only one strength. Okay. So consider product management need multiple strengths. So you try to showcase, don't write more than 3 to 4 points, and that too in bullets. Don't write paragraphs, and that too you make it really short, because everybody is having attention deficiency. We are not going to read like paras or more than 2 lines, and try to give spaces in between, and talk about 4 different strengths in your first highlights. Okay. In your past career, in the entire career, what are the 4 achievements that you have done, or 3 achievements that you have done, which showcases the strength of you, which aligns with the product management. Okay. So if at all you have taken any initiative, you have improved productivity, customer satisfaction, and the exposure that you have got in collaborations or something like that, you can expose it. Okay. So these are the 4 items that I have written, but you can take on the list, like what is the strength, what are the strengths required for product management, and if you have such examples, you can mention that in highlight section. Okay, for me, if you see, led a cross-functional team to streamline release processes, reducing deployment time by 40%. That was one of the achievement that I have done. Okay, introduced automation tools that increased team efficiency, reducing manual tasks by 30%. That's an impact that is created, right? So likewise, you can actually talk about 4 different um, 4 different strengths that you have worked upon in your past. You don't have to write any name of the company or anything like that. Okay. So, or the project name, nothing as such is required. So you can broadly explain that what you have done in 2 lines, or maximum 3 lines, not more than 3 lines. You can broadly explain that I have increased the retention rate from so and so amount to so and so amount. Or you can say, like, under my supervision, the growth has taken place, and my monthly active users has gone from 10,000 to 2 lakh. Something like that you can definitely tell.
Okay. Sure.
Is this clear? And
Yeah.
in your career, I am damn sure that you might have had an opportunity where you are in a right spot at the right time, and something had happened tremendously great. Okay. So just you have to remember that and tell that story. Okay. So I'm sure that it would have happened to many people if you have spent about 6 to 7 years in IT career, that you don't really recognize it, but such dramatic things would have happened. Okay. So for me, I was in a product called as Lumia IPL, and the number of registrations have gone from 0 to somewhere around 1.5 lakh, or 2.2 lakhs monthly active users. So should I take credit? Yes, definitely. We have worked that in that duration, right? So whether you have worked as a team member or you have worked as a product role or you have worked in any role, it doesn't matter. You have contributed to it, right? So your ideas would have helped in that growth somewhere or the other, right? So you should take that credit and mention it. And you should have ready the story and what and all happened over there at that point of time, so that you can better explain your situation at that point of time. So far, what we have done is we have understood that it is important to get your resume done by an expert. And the second thing is we have talked about the unfair advantage that anybody will have. So you have to highlight that. And the third thing is about skills and certificates that you should have. And the fourth thing is about highlighting what from your experience. Okay. So if you really do this well, organize it properly, then I am sure that your first page is already filled. Okay. So let me move to second page. So here I have key strengths and so in general for product management, you might have lot of strengths, and you can write those your strengths particularly over here. Okay, people management skills, project management, software management, and product strategy. But why is it in the second page? Why is it not in the first page? And what is it? It's not even readable. Why it is there, right? So I would say that it is for ATS. Do you guys know what is SEO? Have you ever heard about SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Yeah. So what does it mean? It means that there are some keywords which are searched in Google, and you consciously put those keywords into your web app or website. That it is recognized by Google when such a keyword encounters, isn't it? So that is called search engine optimization, right? Optimizing for Google or any search engine. So this is exactly what we are doing over here, where we are mentioning, suppose I know that we we have to apply for any particular role. Okay, then we have to tweak our resume and all that. But there are a lot of cases where we upload it in Naukri or any other portals, right? So at that point of time, what happens? You may not have the same keywords as in the Naukri, whatever is updated over there, right? So this will give an opportunity where you can scan through multiple product management roles and responsibilities, and you can embed over there so that your resume will be picked. Is it making sense?
So it is also ATF or
ATS. Yeah.
ATS. So it's also
So
ATS proof together with SEO.
if I have to draw parallel, SEO is nothing but ATS,
Yeah.
right? So how can one understand that we have these keywords or not? So it's just text matching, right? So you can take product managers roles and responsibilities and categorize, and you put it over here so that I'm sure that nobody is watching your second page, and this is going to help you with respect to ATS. Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about this theory. Why I said theory is until unless you apply it, it's theory. But it's only that your creativity makes it into practical thing. Okay, so how well you are going to use this theory and apply it into your resume is going to make your resume stand out. Okay, so the first thing is highlighting your unique strengths and contributions. And the second thing is showcase measurable impact, personal branding and storytelling, include a standout section. So these are the 4 items that we have. Okay, so I'm going to explain each and everything in a separate section, and let's look into it and let's understand what is it, and let's try to apply in our resume. Okay. So highlight unique strengths and contributions. Suppose you have something like basketball champion, Toastmaster, right? So show them, okay, you have any unique skill that interests somebody. Consider it as a kind of a dating platform or dating application, right? So you will showcase all that you know, but you don't showcase same thing in your resume. So I want you to consider your resume as something that you are appealing to somebody and write the unique talent and strengths that you have. Okay. So I really appreciate that if you can do that, right? I'm sure that somebody will get impressed. Suppose I have seen in my team somebody joined and she told me that she is a state level chess champion. Okay, it definitely grabs my attention, right? And I remember her name. Okay, and whenever I talk to her, I talk to her by hey, how is your practice XYZ, right? So if somebody has to remember you by looking at your resume, how will they remember? They remember that, okay, today I saw somebody who is doing skiing, or who is interested in hiking, or who has gone to Everest, or anything that you have achieved that doesn't have to relate to your product management or your professional thing. Something that you have achieved in your personal life that can also be mentioned over there as a strength. Okay, so it shows your endurance. Okay, am I clear on this?
Absolutely. Yes.
So I just want you guys to take my words literally and use this to get highlighted. Okay, right? See, when I was in Philips, I happened to met a guy uh, who is uh, who is uh, uh, who is professional skydiving person. Okay, like he is professional. So when I met him, I cannot forget him. Like I have met him like 6 years ago, and still I remember that guy's face and what he does. Okay, so it is something like that. So when we see some sport that we know, and when I see that in your resume, I can really relate it, right? So
Perfect.
that's what I meant, right? To stand out, you can mention whatever you have as a passion or achievement or whatever. So, and also highlight your contributions in case you have developed anything end to end, or you have done something using cutting edge technologies. Yeah. So all those things you can actually you can actually mention. Suppose you have worked on a cutting edge technology, definitely you should mention your in your highlights. Like suppose if I have to write my highlight, then I will definitely mention something that I have worked for a futuristic product on IoT, which may roll out in 2030, right? So something that you have really worked on with a cutting edge technology. So that is something that you can boost. Anything, you just think about it, okay? And let's move on to showcase measurable impact. So when you are writing, I have seen resumes where it's full of numbers. Okay, so they have written 6 to 7 points, and it's full of numbers. It is not required, right? So resume is not only about impactful work. It is also about uh, it's not it's a structured thing, right? So you don't have to tell everything on numbers only. Like you use 4 or 5 incidents and give some numbers, and also put some text. Okay, otherwise it'll be too much. I would say if I see a lot of numbers, then I will say it is cooked up, right? So if you are talking about impact, I'm sure that you should show measurable impact, but show it in a moderation. Anything that you are doing, show it in moderation. The third thing that I want to tell you is regarding personal branding and storytelling. I told you that, like how to tell a story, right? So any story, if you see a successful story, it starts with a problem, and then there will be some action, and then there will be result. Okay, so that is how story is narrated. Okay, so if you are telling about anything that you have done, you can actually explain it like a story. If you find like you have done really tremendous job and you want to explain in your highlight only that part, and you you don't have much experience, you just have only one part, I would say that write a good story. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you can, yeah, or even better is like you can take a YouTube video, or you can highlight that in your Notion template or your personal website, and give a link to that I have done such a great thing, and you can have a look at this. So I want you to be little creative. Yes. Yeah, so nothing is less. It's about starting, right? So everything has a start. So 3 or 4 is also okay. But I have something on top of that which I would explain. Like what is that you should do as a portfolio? Okay. So when you are actually sending out a resume, you can have a scan barcode or a QR scanner on top of a resume where they can scan and they can see your Notion page.
Awesome.
So that is also something that you can do. Okay. So on your resume, if you are confident, nothing is restricted. Okay. You can be as creative as you want. You want to stand out, do as creative thing as you want. You are desperate about getting into a company, study about that company and do a case study and submit that as a resume.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So what I meant to say is, if you are confident about something will strike and I will stand out, do it. Okay. So don't hesitate that, okay, resume has to be in this format and I cannot go hatke. I cannot do it differently. No, don't get into that notion. So now things have changed. Okay. So resume is a thing of past. Now everything is about grabbing attention and doing things differently, showcasing your skills and telling them the story that they want to listen. Okay. So I have this resume thing, right? So what I can do is I'll bring it down and in the right exactly where my face is, I can give a QR code where if you scan that QR code, it will take you to the portfolio. The portfolio is something like a particularly like your own website where you have done your personal branding and you have boosted about yourself and you have showcased your work that you have done. Okay. So such things are possible. So by Notion, you can just sign in and create a page and you can publish it and take that link and go anywhere and convert that into in your portfolio. Consider that as your LinkedIn page. Okay. So you mention your photo and whatever introduction that you are supposed to give. And after that, every day you are doing, or every week you are doing something and you are posting onto LinkedIn, right? So do that posting in your own Notion website. So include a standout section. This is what I was talking about, like portfolio, case study, tear downs. So whatever is related to product management, the work that you have done. Normally in your offices, when we are doing even the product owner role, right, we will not get to think too much about whatever we have learned, or the problem statements that we encounter will be limited. Okay, so it is good to sharpen our minds and look for problem statements outside and see how we can solve them, and that will also help boost our portfolio. I believe you understand this, right? You take a problem from PayPal, you take a problem from Razorpay, you take a problem from Meesho. It doesn't matter. So you just go ahead and see if you find any problem, any case study that you would like to pursue. You pursue it, and you just mention that you prepare that and you upload it to your LinkedIn profile or your own website or the portfolio where you are managing it. Okay, so this is
It should
really important. Yeah.
So it should for example, you say negative point. I pick a negative point of a feature or a product, and
Yes.
then I analyze. I do some market research. I probably draw parallels with what other company guys are doing, and then I give a solution free of cost.
Yeah. Yes.
From
Right.
product
Right.
owner.
You can mention, you can do that, and you can upload it to LinkedIn, and you can tag the people who like the company product managers who are working in that company. And this is very much acceptable. Okay, so if you know that this is a problem that they are facing, or you know that where are they as of now, and where you want to take them. Suppose you set yourself a goal, and you have an answer for that. Okay, you create a case study, and you can very well put over there, and you can tag whomever you want to be listened.
So the thing I wanted to say is, I mean, one of the during my college days, one of my professor told me that your resume is your advertisement. So make it creative. That's the thing I want to say. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. You have to stand out, then you have to do something like like how people do it in Instagram, right? So, I mean, flashing something and then telling their story, right? And I would tell you that resume is something that uh, is only used while in shortlisting. Okay, so once that resume is picked, most likely nobody looks into it. Okay, they talk with you and they try to understand, or they give you some kind of problem to solve. They understand your skills. Okay, that's clear. Yeah. Apart from this, just wanted to move ahead, and we will discuss about this case studies further. Okay, so I have details on how to do these case studies, and at what frequency it has to be done, and all that is mentioned. Okay, so I wanted to touch upon one thing, that is like we have a program on November 16th. It's a 9-week program on full stack product management fellowship program. Okay, this program is going to give a clear roadmap and exposure to tools and frameworks, and it will give you interview preparations and resume preparations, and also ways to build portfolio. So it's going to be a comprehensive program which will be costing around 25K. So if anybody of you are interested, maybe we can make it at 18,000. So let me know if you are interested. Okay, or if you have any queries, you can drop a message to me, and I will leave my LinkedIn profile if you want to connect with me. So the next thing that I want to talk about is nurturing skills. Okay, so before getting there, I just wanted to tell you a story which happened to me, and this will be really relatable when it comes to product management and career transition. Okay, so so about 2.5 year experience in Android and Java. I attended so many interviews, and lot of times I couldn't crack. Okay, and then I decided that okay, there is something wrong. Even though I am really good at coding and really good at things, I'm not able to crack interview. So that is when I felt really bad, and I decided that if I cannot crack this, how can I move to another? Like, how can I level up? That's the thought that I had. So I decided that, and I sat through whatever I know. I started learning in a structured way. Okay, so starting from, if suppose it is an Android, I started from very basics, step by step on every topic. I have taken the possible questions that can come, and I prepared 200 plus questions, and went through it. I have done a lot of homework over there. Okay, so then I went to an interview, and the interviewer was actually Android trainer in Sasken, if I'm not wrong. So it was my first round of interview, and she asked me everything from basics till the advanced topic. Every topic is touched in 1 hour. Okay. She exactly asked, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? So she went in a very structured way because she is trainer, and I could answer lot of those questions. So it is, and the next interview that happened was from a senior fellow, and he came to me and told me that the previous interview, whoever has taken, it is from the trainer herself. Okay, she trains here on the Android topic, and I don't have much more questions apart from that. Okay, so I want you to understand that interview is a different ball game. Okay, so if you are interested in cracking interview, then you should definitely go in a structured way. And we all know how the product management interviews will be. Okay, it's only that we have to spend some time and understand how to answer that. Okay, if you don't have a structure on how to answer this, definitely you are going to fail. Okay, so you cannot be impromptu on things. So that will come by experience, but I would say that initially, if for anybody, it will be very difficult. Just I will just somebody asking like, how can you build a car for a blind person, right? You don't know, and when you don't know, you try to answer it, and then you fail it, and that's a missed opportunity. Even though your resume is picked and you have done the first thing really well, but your second step, that is interview step, is wrong. It didn't go well. Okay, so I don't want you to miss that opportunity. Okay, so as much as effort that you are putting on to resume, try to put much more effort onto to building your skills. Okay, so spend daily 1 hour, at least 1 hour, on learning something new, and that too in a structured fashion. Okay, so that is what I would recommend you, that learn something in a structured fashion so that you can connect the dots and you can answer anything that you are asked to. Okay, learning here and there bits and pieces and trying to connect the dots, it may not give a bigger picture. Okay, I would say that structured learning is going to be really beneficial, and it boosts your confidence like anything. When you are getting into a room, you understand that, okay, I know everything and I can answer anything. So that was the confidence which I had when I was entering the interview for Sasken. So that confidence itself will help you a lot. Okay, so I would recommend you guys to start learning rather trying to find out dots and trying to understand like here and there and trying to stitch it together. That is not going to help. Okay, trust me, it is not going to help. It is going to be a waste of time. Okay, so I would ask you to take courses on design skills. Okay, design skill is really important for product manager. Okay, so you should be a visual storyteller. Okay, so if you are not, then build that skill. Okay, learn about systems thinking, how a problem which looks like a trivial problem, this is a very problem, this problem is specific to this situation, how you can abstract it and solve it at system level is something that you should understand. Okay, third thing is storytelling. So you should know when to stop and when to start and how to tell the story so that one understands. Okay, so if you don't have the storytelling skills, definitely it is going to be really difficult in grooming people. Okay, so you have to translate something which you have understood or you have figured out and you don't know how to narrate it, then definitely you are going to fail. Even in interview, you have to explain the product design questions where you need to structure your thoughts and you need to explain in a way that he can understand. So if you are not good at this, then definitely you will not be able to get into a product role. There may be chances that your skills are extraordinary in technical and this is ignored. I am completely with that. But definitely storytelling is an add-on, and definitely don't ignore that. Okay, so if at all you get an opportunity, go join Toastmasters and take small course on storytelling. Anywhere, if you find something free, just go ahead and do it. Okay, but don't ignore storytelling and practice storytelling. Storytelling is something that will not come just like that. Okay, so you have to practice. So you have to take cases and you just have to narrate things to others. So at your work also you can practice that. Okay, so and also the other thing that I want to tell you about is the structured thinking and demonstrating curiosity. So these two things are really important for product managers, and I would appreciate if you can take that take this advice and take these things really serious. Okay, so if you want to get into a product manager role, then definitely think about these skills. Okay, these are not domain, these are not about like technology. These are generic skills that is required by any product manager. Okay, and in your interviews, this is what is tested. Domain, apart from domain and technology, whatever you know, apart from that, these are core skills that will be tested. I just wanted to tell you on how to deal with LinkedIn. Okay, so I will start with don'ts. Don't do below posts. Talking about framework, reposting basics. Okay, so don't talk about this. So if you're talking
No,
about really, I'm sorry,
no, I mean,
you agree with
we are
this?
not, no, I mean, like, want to understand, like, what is the rationale behind of asking us don't do below post?
Yeah. So on LinkedIn, when we become an aspiring product manager, the first thing that we do is we try to learn something and go ahead and post that framework. Suppose prioritization framework or RISE framework or some frameworks. Okay, and something about basics. Okay, so this is not helping you. I trust me, it will not help you, because LinkedIn is a place where you position yourself and you are positioning in a wrong direction. Posting something doesn't mean that you know it. Okay, so it is something which is already fact and it is already in circulation. What is something that you have done about it? Nothing. It's just that you learned it and you posted it, and it has no value. Trust me, it has no value, except that your manager or somebody whom you know, they may just like. And today I have written something on this, like it is like a vanity metric. It will not fetch you anything. Or
Agree on that.
yeah, so don't try to do this. Okay, this is complete no, no, no. Okay, so don't position yourself as an entry level guy on LinkedIn. Okay, I have seen this mistake is done by senior product managers also. Okay, don't do that mistake. So I rather what I would ask you to do this. Okay, one post in a week, which is about case study, take down your observation that you have observed somewhere related to product innovation update. Okay, this is something which is like you have learned something and you have applied it and you have actually exhibiting what you have learned. So this is what I have to say for today. Thank you so much for joining. If at all you have not followed me, you can find me at Sheikh Khader LinkedIn, or maybe I can paste this into chat. You guys can follow me, and maybe if you have any questions, maybe you can ask me now. How was the session? Was this useful, helpful? Anything? Yeah. Any last comments from you guys?